Like a snake, New York City is continually shedding its skin, abandoning its dry carcasses for new layers of shiny scales that before long will bite the dust. The continuous cycle of life and death undergoes a peculiar twist in this, the most brazen of New World cities. Here, the cosmopolitan spirit is fertilized by an urban decay whose slow rot transforms the sturdiest structures into a semi-organic compost of metal and froth. Heavy and silent, the ruins of elevated railroad tracks weave in and out of Manhattan's west side, as the fossil of a colossal snake that, caught by surprise in a forgotten tunnel of time, had carefully laid its now rusty rings across streets and in between buildings, waiting to die. A regal giant, flanked in its open-air tomb by what seem endless toy trucks and paper gates, covered by a verdant meadow that sways lightly with the wind after having conquered with gentleness the harsh passage of blistering steel wheels, the fragmented courts of New York Central is a lonely reminder of a progress that could only come this far. New York's abandoned tracks, like its miles of forgotten docks, have become unwilling metaphors of the city's quintessential being, a port, a crossroads, a place of permanent transit and indefatigable exchange. Like those medieval towns which grew as the extension of feudal castles, New York is an island city floating adrift, a gigantic mass of industrial debris whose dense geometrical topography tantalizes the most wary of travelers. A microcosm, the city spirals upward, adding layer upon vertical layer to its urban web, intertwining and overlapping like the petals of a metallic flower that blooms every night. Such a flower does exist in the grounds of the Old World Fair. It's the New York State Pavilion, whose vast, circular roof once glittered with multicolored fiberglass and is now a hungry wire mouth that vainly attempts to trap passing airplanes in its carnivorous jaws. Guarded by three long towers whose shattered glass elevators abruptly died midway, and now nest huge black birds that claim this monument as their own, the tent of tomorrow emerges as a sad captive when we hastily transit past it on Queens Grand Central Parkway, a witness to the ruthlessness of time, a relic of a future that never quite unfolded. Sprawling at this faded blossom's feet, submerged under the stagnant waters of a modern meltdown, a huge inlaid map of New York State, formerly an ice skating rink, slowly succumbs to the natural takeover which all ruins must eventually face. Blurrily, the names of little-known places appear as through the haziness of a pentimento, highways doubly engraved by the eruption of wild weeds that neither rubber wheels nor metal blades will ever crush. Except for the birds' cries and those occasional lovers who find in this deserted structure a secret place where to embrace, only the faraway roar of the plane's engines interrupts the pavilion's heavy desolation. Nothing here speaks of grandeur, of eternity, of transcendence. Instead, we are confronted with the most ordinary of all possible experiences, that one which strikes the lively impulse of dreams with the irreversible languishing of oblivion.